Alright, I've been putting it off. It's time to do an honest descriptions on all the new anime, Winter 2018. In case you don't know how this works, everyone does these first impression thingies, so I have to do it differently just because that's my channel. So I'll be sarcastically, honestly describing these anime with my actual rank in text format below. The ranking system is kind of self-explanatory, but a legend to how it actually works is my pinned tweet on Twitter, link in the description. Let's get started. The main reason it's late is because my mic died in middle and I bought a new one in between, so if you notice a change in sound quality, that's why. Devilman Crybaby. Well, the animation is definitely different, and the music is different than the norm. We don't have your usual happy-go-lucky ending where everything is a happy ever after. Quite the opposite, in fact. The profanity levels are definitely cranked up from your average anime. You don't see this stuff anywhere else. Okay, fine, so the plot and characterization isn't the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life, but let's be honest here, this anime is very different, so, critics, what do you think?
I think it's probably anime of the year.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Alright fam, Violet Evergarden was getting plenty hype before it even began. So now, let's try to figure out how many cliche, sad sap stories we could throw into one girl to get the otaku community to fall head over heels for her. So, we're gonna make a girl who was like used in the army, and let's give her some physical trauma that she got, okay. No family, well that's a given. I mean, we do it for everyone, okay. This guy that she loved, but who's dead, but we can't tell her he's dead, so that we could tell her later, and she'll be even sadder later, and everyone will be like, oh no, it's so sad. Dead, even though it doesn't really make sense that it didn't tell her because that'll end up in a way better situation than the guy who she likes just all of a sudden started not giving a crap about her. But okay, they decided not to tell her, their prerogative. And now with all these brilliant conveniences put together into one poor girl, we don't really need to do anything. We can make the rest as boring as possible. Yeah, her job is to listen to what people say so she can write letters to other people, and since she's like stone cold emotionally, it'll be emotional and stuff. Anime of the year. At last, the second season of Overlord. We've been waiting for this for far too long. I mean, the main character has literally every quality you could want in a main character. Being an overpowered, stuck-in-a-game badass and not being Kirito. What more can you want? Oh yeah, you probably want to watch 3 episodes of lizard sex before you actually get to meet the actual protagonist that we were all waiting to see. Yep, Overlord got your back on that one. Finally, after much teasing and fake 4-episode seasons, we got the second season of the 7 Deadly Sins. I am so excited to see how they bring back every fucking character they actually killed in the last season, and believe it or not, they didn't kill all that many. Ban is still best girl. Citrus also got a lot of hype. Now, this has a totally different hype method than, like, let's say Violet Evergarden, because Violet Evergarden already had hype, so to build on this hype, you had to make the sad sappest girl of all time, so everyone falls in love with them. Now, the power of Citrus is, to get it its initial hype boost, you don't need a good source material or anything. No! You just need to make it both gay and incest at the same time. Also might want to make them step-siblings because, you know, the longevity of the anime matters too. If you could throw rape in there, it's just an extra bonus that no one was expecting. Congratulations, Citrus. You surpassed all of our expectations. Just wait for next episode when, surprise, they're all traps. Darling and the Franks. So these mechs are called Franks and the main characters called Darling, hence Darling and the Franks. Pretty deep shit, you know. It's Studio Trigger, you should expect some deep stuff happening. And that's right, everything is actually a metaphor in this brilliant Studio Trigger masterpiece from the creators of Kill la Kill. A show that gave meaning to meaningless fan service. You have a series about a guy and a girl and a robot, and the way they pilot the robot is having sex. It's a metaphor for having sex. Don't believe me? You need a guy and a girl who are compatible, where the way the robot is steered is the guy grabs the girl's ass and thrusts to steer the robot. Yeah, it's actually a secret metaphor for sex. But you see, this is too anti-feminist of an anime for our lovely modern-day society, so our protagonist is the pussy in this relationship, both figuratively and literally. I'm about to spoil the secret meaning of the ending of the anime, so you may want to plug your ears, but why do you think the place where they control the robot is called the cockpit? Yeah, that's some Matt Pat level thinking right there. But more on him later. Death March is a very original anime, but I'm going through these quickly, so I'm gonna have to talk fast. I apologize if I'm not clear and you don't really understand, but it's about a dude who gets transported to a game alternate world where he's OP AF and a harem of bitches literally fucking drops out of the sky. I know you've probably never seen something like this before, but hey, it's nice animes trying new things. Fate Extra. It's an extra Fate, because we haven't had enough Fate recently. We need to see a new permutation of Rin, and a new permutation of Shinji, and a new permutation of Saber. But, You know why I have to watch this show? Yes, it's the new permutation of Saber. It's not King Arthur that became a girl, it's Nero that became a girl. And Nero has bigger breasts than Arthur. Little girl with a forehead the size of Jack's films thinks it's hilarious to embarrass the crap out of a little kid. That makes the little kid the most relatable little kid ever. Cause getting embarrassed by girls is basically a prerequisite to liking anime. Also, don't care what you say, this anime is freaking adorable, and this is the first lolly in anime that's under 18 years old, unfortunately. It's made by Wit Studio, and it's a seinen romance anime. Automatically, people are jerking off to this thing, I know it, but personally, I think it's a little weird that a high school girl is in love with the manager of a restaurant in his 40s who has a bunch of kids, and I find it even more weird that that manager is in love with this high school girl. And some people, not mentioning names, have the chutzpah to praise this thing but say, oh, Sword Art Online is a forced romance. I can't get behind that one. Crappy anime, but an awesome meme. Most honest description I've ever made. Artificial intelligence AI chicks with boobs the size of buildings started showing up everywhere. But they're dangerous, so it's up to our main character to stop jerking off for just a minute and try to make peace between the humans and the robot babes. And that's actually where this anime gets its name. Dude's always sitting there, beating his meat, and they're like, beat less, do more. Okay, that was a pretty terrible joke. Moving on. Also, guess if these emotionally subdued robot hookers mind getting their tits squeezed. Spoilers, not really. Creepy Family has a way to do this ritual thing, and they can stop time. Whoever does bad things in this stop time gets eaten by spirit tree monsters. Guess if extremely unlikely random crap happens to this family, that makes them just need to use this power. Whenever a war breaks out between multiple overpowered overlords that are like gonna destroy the world and stuff, the right thing to do is find yourself a random solitary wandering hero who's overpowered to the extent that he can Kirito all the bad guys. After a solid ending on the original, they decided, wait a second, wouldn't we get more money if we made a sequel? And they were like, yeah. An original art design on a girl in a maid outfit that orgasms while eating candy? This shit sells itself! Hence, season 2. Thanks for putting a triangle in the title, you assholes. I had to figure out how to do that. Had to freaking get a Greek keyboard. Anyway, on to the story. It's about a bunch of friends that are camping, wait for it, in the winter instead of the summer. How original is that? Bet you've never heard of something like that. These guys just push themselves to the edge, camping in the winter. Oh my god. If you've watched the anime, you understand how honest that is. The one all my contemporaries seem to love. You see, in A Place Further Than the Universe, it's about a bunch of girls that are extremely dumb to the point of asinine retardedness. And these girls decide, let's travel to Antarctica. Yeah, we'll just run away from home and travel because this embodies the youthful spirit and adventure. And they each have their own reasoning why they want to go. Like, hey, I want to do something in high school that's memorable. But the characters are dumb as mud, so it's your call. Sometimes horror needs to be simplistic to work. Like, for example, you take a clown and you put him in the sewer, bam! Horror movie of the century. Ito Junji tries way too hard, coming up with the most disgustingly weird crap it could think of, and it's just not scary. At least I don't find it scary. I just don't find anime scary. And I just don't find it fun, especially if it's based on horror, which it fails at. Sorry, fam. This is categorized as a mature, ecchi anime. Never personally heard that combination before, but of course I'm gonna check it out. Mature and ecchi together, that's like, you know, dream come true. Unfortunately, when it said mature, I think I kinda missed the memo because it's about fetishized animal girls that get mostly naked and kill each other. Sounds like a dream come true, right? Well, they have those accidental boob grabs every 2 minutes too. Anime of the season, easy. Pretty much no one watched Jyoshikousei, but Jyoshikousei is probably my favorite comedy anime after Gintama. Imagine how stoked I was when the first episode of Jyoshikousei was a collaboration with Gintama. Honest description. Honesty points. No one watches this. I can say good stuff. I don't have to make fun of every anime, especially if no one's watched it. So I'm sorry, fam. Watch this show, please. So this show has ramens in the title. Let me guess, it's about a anime girl who eats ramen and it's so good it makes her orgasm. Oh no, I'm wrong. Oh, it's about a Chinese spy? Chinese spies do normal. Doesn't really sound like anime. Oh, it's a Chinese spy that likes cross-dressing. I get it. These were the 20 most popular anime this season, so I'm gonna start moving faster if you don't mind. Hey, this one also has ramen in the title. Wonder what it is? Oh, it's about a anime girl who orgasms while eating ramen. So close, yet so far. This show is about shogi. And also there's this 9-year-old girl who wanted to become a disciple of the shonen dude, and they kind of love each other, but it's about shogi. No one watches Gintama, but it's the only anime here that's more sarcastic than I am. Some people were under the impression that if you get anime girls and you give them swords and you make them fight, it's automatically a masterpiece. Those people were not correct, but they did manage to get a 24-episode slot out of it, so kudos, guys. It's about babysitters. That is all. But if you pronounce babysitters in Japanese, it becomes babyshitters, which makes it way cooler. Definitely worth a watch. Read the title. Notice those 3 girls are all wearing different colors. That's the plot, fam. This anime had such a slow start, I didn't continue, but I have a feeling that the rest of the series will be just as slow. Look at the title. Epic foreshadowing. You know, your normal slice of life anime with anime characters hanging out in school or something. Now imagine all those characters are only like an inch tall. That's this. Setting changed, but the same formula. Kinda cute though. Hey, it's a girl and there's magic and it's a high school. Wonder if they'll get naked. Oh, look, they got naked. Shocker. Adult women that suck at life move in together. I legit get triggered that total crap like Gin no Guardian got a 2nd season and we're waiting for sequels for so many good anime. Legit. This triggers me more than Citrus. A sequel to the Basilisk series that I did not see, and let's be honest, most of you probably haven't seen either. A friend of mine told me that it got meh and it left the manga, so don't feel like I'm missing much. Every season recently needed to have one show that was mega SJW just to appeal to the larger audience. So, this is about a bunch of guys that all love little stuffed animals, and they make a club so they can hang out together and talk about their stuffed animals to share their feelings because they would be rejected in other places. Yeah, they'd be rejected in other places. They're 17-year-old kids that love their stuffed animals. They need rehab, not a club to share their feelings. I love them justice warriors. Look, you see, it's a dude who's getting this cute little mummy thing as a gift. Doesn't sound anime enough for you? Well, guess if that mummy turns into a horny girl. Spoilers! Of course. I think this is season 4 of dudes biking. And you're probably wondering, hey Nux, isn't that like the most boring thing ever? I mean, every other sport in history has more development and variety than biking. And my answer to you is, yeah, go watch the anime. It's only like a few hundred episodes of dudes biking. So if you remember, last year there was an anime called The 7 Deadly Sins that tried to rip off the other 7 Deadly Sins hype that was basically about these 7 demon lords that were always naked and getting horny and turning each other on to unleash their ultimate powers. This is about 7 angel bitches who are usually naked and horny and turn each other on to show their angel powers. I swear this is where PewDiePie gets his idea for original content. The first season of this show was about 12 dudes sitting around a big tree, drinking tea, and occasionally killing a demon or two. Season 2 is about the same 12 dudes sitting around a tree, drinking tea, and occasionally killing a demon or two. Girl's failing at school, so she gets her 25-year-old sister to take over for her, and no one will notice. Well, the teacher noticed and said, wait a second, she's 25, I can totally rape her. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I don't know what's been going on recently. This is basically hentai. They show freaking everything. I won't show everything, though. My 7 Deadly Sins Honest Descriptions was taken down for total BS. I'm now the most family-friendly channel on YouTube, aside from all the porn channels that mark their stuff as educational. This thing was in Shonen Jump like 25 years ago. You're probably wondering, hey, if it was in such a popular manga book thing, and it's so old, why didn't it get an anime adaptation yet? Well, you see, it's because the main character rides a flying hippo. That says everything that's needed to be said. Gay as fuck. Gay as fuck. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe for one of these every season, as well as on different anime. I link one on every arc of the 7 Deadly Sins at the end. And also, I don't do a lot of shoutouts because I consider my channel rather small on that end, but shoutouts to Mudan TV, an anime YouTuber that's basically unnoticed because he does a lot of reviews, and reviews don't really get views these days since everyone does episode reviews and no one finds those videos. He makes really quality, really great, really hilarious content. He does not know I'm doing this, so on his latest video, please comment, regards from Nux, and I'll get back to you guys with what he says. Link to his channel in the description, as well as the link to my Twitter. Again, I'd love it if you subscribe, that would be awesome, and if any of you want to help edit videos, feel free to email me, nuxtaku@gmail.com. I'm looking to hire an extra hand. I love every single one of you. Have yourself a most wonderful evening.